Man, college football did not have a very intriguing week 3. There wasn't a whole lot of good matchups this week, but there were some intriguing ones. And I think we found out a little bit about a couple of teams and some conferences. Let's take a look. First and foremost, let's start with Colorado State. Look, you're not a hater if you point out Colorado's flaws, okay? You are not a hater if you point out their flaws. You're also not a meat writer if you want them to win, okay? It doesn't mean that. I personally want to see Colorado win every single game. I love what Coach Prom is doing. I love that he's changing the culture. He's turning a program that was so bad. He's changing the way things are done in college football to try to be good. I mean, everybody's mad because he took 58 transfers. 58 is bad, but if you get 32, like several other schools did, that's okay. But the bottom line is this Colorado football team is not very good. They are not very good, and Colorado State exploited it. Number one, we knew their depth wasn't going to be good. I've been saying it forever, that they had a good 14 to 16 good players. After that, it's very, very mediocre. Next, I don't think their defense even knows what the meaning of the word shallow cross is, because Colorado State must have run 55 of them, completed them all. Colorado had no idea what they were even doing. It was absolutely insane. I mean, their defense, Colorado's defense, bad, just bad. So I expect next week Oregon to humble them big time. Now, I'm rooting for Colorado to win. Don't get me wrong. I want to see them win, but I think it may get ugly. I've been saying this for weeks. The SEC is overrated, and this game is absolute proof. Shout out to my man Rico Knows. Florida is not a very good football team. We've seen it. We saw them against Utah. They're not a very good football team. And Tennessee came in ranked 11th. We all knew that they were overrated, that Milton, he could throw the ball out of the stadium, but he couldn't throw a 10-yard slant route. Well, in this game, he couldn't throw a 10-yard slant route. They got out physical, just physically whipped by Florida. SEC's overrated, man. And if you need further proof that the SEC is overrated, people were saying that Arkansas could possibly compete in the SEC West and they were going to go 8-4, 9-3. And maybe they still will. But what I do know is that BYU is going to finish at best the middle of the pack of a bad Big 12 conference. And the Big 12 is bad. BYU is going to finish at best middle of the pack. They go to Arkansas and beat Arkansas. Tell me again how good the SEC is this year. I'm not trying to hear it. Georgia, they got challenged. I'll admit, I didn't think Georgia was even going to get challenged until the college football playoffs started. But they got challenged by South Carolina. They stood up. I'm still not convinced that their offense is that good, because it isn't. I mean, South Carolina's defense is not great. Georgia scored 24 points. It looked like they were just uninterested the entire first half and just sleptwalked through it. And maybe that's how they're going to do things this year, is just, you know what, we're going to show up. If we're good enough to beat you early, we will. But when we need to turn it on, we'll turn it on. Game of the day, though, broke my heart. A 61-yard field goal, the longest field goal in the history of the SEC to beat Kansas State. Kansas State got physically whipped up front. I thought they were better than this. It's absolutely insane. But again, the Big 12 conference, it is bad. It's bad. And then that's not taken away from Missouri, because Missouri won the game. I want to give them credit. They won the game. They were the more physical team. But let's just be honest. The Big 12 is bad this year. It's bad.